The lights dimmed low as the host introduced the panel on live television, a powerful mix of voices from Hollywood, politics, and journalism. On one end sat Kash Patel, former national security aide, known for his combative style and unfiltered opinions. On the other sat Denzel Washington, the acclaimed actor and humanitarian, known for his calm wisdom, razor-sharp mind, and powerful presence that could silence a room without raising his voice. The night's topic was unity in a divided America. The irony. The show was anything but united. From the moment the conversation began, tensions simmered beneath every word. Kash launched into a critique of Hollywood's elite agenda, accusing celebrities of being out of touch with real Americans. His tone was sharp, dismissive, like he wasn't debating but trying to win a war of words. Denzel, as always, listened patiently. His eyes didn't blink, his posture didn't shift. He responded not with arrogance but with measured thoughtfulness, speaking of how storytelling could bridge the gaps politics often widened, of how his work in underserved communities taught him that empathy, not ego, heals nations. But as the segment reached its midpoint, the conversation took a turn that left the entire studio in stunned silence. Kash, visibly frustrated, interrupted Denzel mid-sentence. "Maybe if you care so much about Africa, about your so-called roots," he sneered, "you should go back there. Maybe America isn't your stage anymore." A gasp rippled across the audience. The host tried to intervene, his voice cracking over the growing silence, but Denzel gently raised a hand. "No," Denzel said softly. "Let him speak." Then he turned to Kash, not with anger, not even disappointment, but a calm dignity that seemed to freeze time. "You see," Denzel began, "I was born in Mount Vernon, New York. I've lived here all my life. My father was a Pentecostal minister who taught me to love my neighbor even when they tried to reduce me to a stereotype. My mother ran a beauty salon, working 10 hours a day to put food on our table. That's not African history, that's American history." He leaned forward slightly, his voice now like steel beneath silk. "This country, my country, gave me both dreams and scars. And I've fought every day to make sure I leave it better than I found it. So when you tell me to go back to Africa, what you're really doing is telling me I don't belong in the story I've helped write. But I do, and I always will." Silence. Deafening, aching silence. Even Kash, known for his verbal swagger, looked down for a moment, his eyes faltering. Denzel continued, now addressing the nation more than the man across from him. "When we weaponize heritage, we destroy history. We tell the next generation that the color of their skin decides the weight of their voice. But I believe, and I know, that America's greatness comes from its struggle to be better, to be just, to be kind." The crowd erupted, not in applause, but in something deeper, an emotional release. Online, the clip went viral. In minutes, social media flooded with hashtags like #Denzel Voice of America and #Still We Rise. The next morning, news outlets replayed the moment again and again. Pundits debated whether Kash should apologize, while others asked the harder questions. How had America gotten to a point where such words could be said on national TV? And more importantly, how had Denzel managed to respond with such grace? In a press conference days later, Denzel addressed the incident one last time. "This wasn't about me," he said. "This was about how we choose to respond to hate. Fire can burn a house down, but water heals. Love heals. So I chose to be water that night." Kash Patel eventually issued a half-hearted statement, calling his words regrettable but stopping short of a real apology. But by then, it didn't matter. America had already chosen the real headline, not the insult, but the response. Asterisk, a young black student in Atlanta wrote a letter to Denzel that read, "You made me proud to be both black and American that night. Thank you for not yelling. Thank you for showing us how to stand tall." Asterisk, that was the true legacy of that moment, not the words that tried to divide, but the quiet strength that reminded a nation how to rise. Asterisk, and in the heart of that storm, one calm voice proved louder than hate.